Another day, another chance to level up, boys. So we're starting off with the incline bench press. Wanted to load up the weight here, do 3 sets of 6 to 10 reps. Really just pushing and chasing that upper chest growth. So controlled as much as I can. Shaking a bit, but it's all good. But we got a spotter just in case, man. But this shit was pressure, man. And we're at a new gym. Yo, look at the lighting. The lighting looks sick. And we head off into the military press after this. Pure shoulder strength right here, just really focusing on the concentration, lighten up the weight a little bit, solid form, and then we did a little bit more volume on this, so 8 to 10 reps, 3 sets as well. We're just really trying to get the squeeze on the shoulders on this one, guys. Just really grind it out. Try to go below your chin. You don't have to go all the way down to your chest. You just have to go 90 degrees. And then after, we go straight into the lateral raises, or the pec raises, pec flies. So we did 10 to 12 reps of these pec flies, focusing on the squeeze. Don't just move the weight either. Make your chest contract, especially at the top. So you just want to make sure that eccentric slow and squeeze all the way at the top. I like to do 10 to 12 reps, just really focusing on that part. We went straight into the lateral raises. And this is a new machine that we found out. So this is probably going to be my go-to machine for the lateral raises. I usually use dumbbells, but this is just so much better. I get so much of a better pump from these because it's like constant tension on the shoulders. So this is really what's going to help carve out that V taper for all my skinny fat guys out there that's trying to build a more aesthetic physique. And then we go straight into the finisher, just burn out with some push-ups, just straight till failure. We did close grip push-ups. This is my guy Lucas. Dude is strong as hell. I think I only got like 30 of these, so I was cooked. My triceps were cooked after this. We did tricep pushdowns, but I forgot to record it. But yeah, this is going to be the chest or the push day. Very simple yet effective push day. It only took us really like 40 minutes in total or maybe 45 with all 3 of us working out. So we didn't take too much rest in between and we just went straight after it, man. So you want to surround yourself with people that are just not talking so much and we're just getting after it. And then we're flexing a little bit in the mirror, just showing the pump off. Look at the chest pump, guys. Come on, try this workout for a huge chest. What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Forever Drew, back at it with another video. Today we're going to be talking about progressive overload and if it's right for you. Now, if you're on this channel, it's most likely you're a skinny fat guy struggling to get rid of those stubborn love handles and you're really trying to put on muscle while still burning fat at the same time. And if so, you're watching the right video. Alright, so what is progressive overload? So progressive overload could be a different variety of things, but it basically just means increasing the weight over a certain amount of time. So each week you're constantly increasing the weight in order to push your muscles to get stronger. And a lot of people throw the word progressive overload around, and then I had a comment recently asking if it's beginner friendly. Generally speaking, I would say yes, beginner friendly. It just depends how you progressive overload. So for example, there's different ways to progressive overload. Now, the most common way people progressive overload is just by increasing the weight on the bar. For example, if we're doing bench, you're increasing the weight the next week. Now, there's other ways you could progressive overload. That could be increasing, instead of the weight, you could increase the amount of reps. Or instead of increasing the amount of reps, you could increase the amount of frequency that you hit that particular muscle group or that particular workout. And then there's another option to where the actual execution of the exercise, meaning that the tempo and the actual form, it could be a lot better, right? So if you perfect the form, that's also another version of progressive overload. But the most common one that people usually mean when they say progressive overload is just increasing the weight, which I think is great. However, when you are a beginner, increasing the weight could be tricky because you're a beginner, you don't really know how to execute form properly. So once you get the form down, and especially with these compound lifts like squat, bench, deadlift, these lifts aren't super safe to execute on your own, especially if you're trying to progressive overload and increase weight. You might hurt yourself. I've had my fair share of injuries, and that's kind of what I wanted to go on and share my experiences on this channel and just share all of the trials and tribulations that I had. So when I have my clients progressive overload, I make sure that they track all of their progress on this app that I use for them called Trainerize. And then basically, depending on the machine or the type of exercise they do, I'll have them increase the weight. But if it's like bench press, I always stress the fact that you want to make sure you have the form down packed. Execution of the exercise first before you start increasing the weight. And then once you become a more experienced lifter, I would say after about a year of consistently executing each exercise perfectly, then you can kind of start increasing the weight a bit more. You can start playing around with the frequency and the volume. Progressive overload is great as long as you're still prioritizing recovery in the process of that. So if you want to grow your calves, for example, like my calves are like my weak point. So let's say if I want to hit calves, 3 times a week, that's fine. And that's how you actually grow stubborn body parts like that. A lot of it's genetics, but if you really hit it hard enough, it'll grow. I've been slacking, man. So y'all just cut me some slack. And you could also progressive overload by just increasing your intensity. And I found this to be very, very helpful for me just because I'm so busy all the time. And a lot of my clients that are busy professionals, if they don't have time to sit around all day and wait for optimal rest time in order to hit their next weight or their next PR, they could just progressive overload by just increasing the intensity, meaning shorter rest periods for a shorter duration. And you're just going back to back to back, no rest. It's good to have a little bit of rest, but shortening that rest time increases the intensity, thus actually progressive overloading on your workout. Even though it's not in the weights directly, it's increasing the intensity. So any sort of increase is progressive overload. If you're trying to progressive overload to get stronger or break through plateaus, what also helped me switching up my workouts and having more variety. There might be a saying that you guys might be familiar with about shocking the muscle. And there's a bunch of funny videos of people like shocking the muscle and doing some crazy exercise. There's some truth to that. And I feel like if you like switch up your workouts every few weeks or so, or every month maybe, you're confusing the muscle in a way to where your body's actually getting stronger because it's recruiting different type of muscle fibers. And it's actually getting you stronger because it's growing muscles in places where it hasn't really been used to or exposed to before. Try different workouts, see what works best for you, and whatever workout you feel like you get the best contraction or the best feeling from, I would probably stick with that because you're probably going to see the most growth. Everyone's body's different. Everyone's structure and genetics are very different. So depending on what works best for you, like what works best for me, like I like to do the flat bench press. That isn't really common. A lot of people like to grow their chest with the incline bench press, which is what we did today. And it's great, don't get me wrong, but I feel a bigger contraction on my flat bench press than I do on the incline, which is crazy. I feel like I feel it more on my shoulders. That might just be my form isn't the best. Today we went up to 225 on the incline. It was heavy as fuck, so the form wasn't solid, but we're progressive overloading. Make sure you're executing the form before you start increasing the weight, guys. I hope this helped. Let me know if you guys like this gym. I really do like this gym a lot. I'll be recording a lot more videos in there for you guys. And also, if you guys have any questions about fitness advice or anything like that, feel free to leave a comment in the videos. I do read all of my comments. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe if you felt like you got value out of this video. I want to help as many people as I can, guys. So whenever you guys leave a comment, it gives me ideas to go off of. And something that I'm genuinely passionate about is helping other people. I'm a fitness coach if you guys didn't know, and for skinny fat men that are struggling to kind of lose those love handles and burn that belly fat, what I do is a 90-day transformation program where I help you guys into 3 phases, build a customized meal plan according to your fitness goals, customized workout plan according to your fitness goals, and just keep you accountable, man, and structure a program that works best for you and your needs. So, like I said again, tap the link in the description below, book a free one-on-one call with me, see if we're a good fit for each other. And like I said, it's your boy Forever Drew, and we're signing out. Ballin', ballin', bad bitches keep calling. I swear this money keep falling. My best friends have been stalling. I don't need